Welcome back, Guardians. Dropbear here today doing a review on the exotic pulse rifle 9 Time to Explain. This pulse rifle is given to you by completing the Not Forged in Light timed gated quest, and it's a pretty good gun. Sadly, I don't have any time to explain. Well, I don't have time to explain, so I'm just going to end the video now. For perks, we have Smooth Ballistics, Increased Recoil Boost Range, Accuraz Ballistics, more impact and range for a bit more stability, and Smart Drift Control. I go with Smart Drift Control. The stability on this gun, while middle of the road and manageable, it's just, you need all the stability to get to fully utilize fully auto. The extra impact from Accuraz Ballistic, yes, it does lead to 2-bullet people, but you're never really going to be doing that. And, a lot of people are playing more high armor builds now because they don't want to be getting 2-bulleted by Red Death and they actually want to have a chance against it. So, Smart Drift Control just for the consistency, and that's what I prefer in a gun anyway. Auto, this gun can be fired on full auto mode. This is a really good perk because it allows you to maximize your rate of fire potential. I mean, you can say that you pull the trigger at the perfect times with the Red Death and get in the right rhythm, but you're never going to be able to achieve the maximum rate of fire consistently like you can with this gun, and that gives it an edge over the competition because the only other gun in the game with fully auto that is a pulse rifle is the Bad Juju, and that's in a completely different impact class, so they don't even compete with each other. So that already makes the No Time to Explain stand out over the crowd. Metal Tree, speed reload, hand loaded, and fitted stock. I go for fitted stock. With pulse rifles, you're not experiencing drop off at distance as much as you would in other gun classes. I mean, you can contest pretty much everything with a decent range stat. You can contest everything with Red Death, and this thing has more base range than the Red Death. So I just went with the stability to make fully auto more useful. Rewind again. This perk is not a PvP perk, unfortunately. As you can see in the clip, it sometimes is also hard to get it to proc all the time in PvE. You can, if you're a good shot, unlike me, you'll be definitely getting the most utility of this perk in PvE. But this perk in PvP is, you can get some extra kills with it, I guess, but it's not going to come up that often, and it's definitely not a good double killing perk like the Red Death's perk. So why would you pick this gun over the other guns in its class? Well, fully auto is a really strong perk, like I said before. Just being able to hold down the trigger and not have to worry about trigger pulls is a fantastic strength of the gun. All its stats are also really good. Most pulse rifles, you're either picking range over stability, or in the Red Death's case, you're picking impact over both. So, you usually got to take one or the other, but this gun, you don't have to do that, so it's fantastic. It also looks really cool. The gun's aesthetics is on point, and it has a little blue thing that just flashes sometimes on the end of the gun, which is nice, and it doesn't come up in the sights, which is great. It is also a pulse rifle, and pulse rifles are a very strong contender right now, so that's always going to do it some favours. And rewind again can sometimes help you get double kills. That being said, it doesn't come up enough for it to be good enough, so you'd want to take something else if the opportunity came up. It doesn't have enough stability though to utilise its fully auto perk. You can still use it, you just have to be more conscious of your trigger pulls, and you just can't hold it down the whole time like you can with something like the Bad Juju, for example. It's got a low mag size of 24, which kind of sucks. I know the rewind perk can put ammo back into the mag, but just having minimum 27 bullets like all its other counterparts would just help this gun immensely, especially if you're just trying to melt people and you're not really trying to get that rewind perk to proc. It's got a lot of muzzle flash as well. That's just an aesthetic thing of the gun when it fires. I'm sure Bungie will change that in a future update like they did with the Bad Juju. So that's something to look forward to. Overall, would I take this gun into the trials of Osiris? I definitely would. I like it more than Red Death. It is a very consistent gun compared to Red Death. It's got more range than the Nerwin's Mercy, and it doesn't have a dodgy recoil pattern like a lot of Year 2 pulse rifles. It's perfect for a pulse rifle. It doesn't have any standout perks, unfortunately, which does hurt it, but to be honest, if you're relying on exotic perks such as Red Death and that, you probably shouldn't be putting yourself into those positions. Also, I found with Red Death, it's not as consistent as this. Red Death will sometimes 2-burst people or sometimes 3-burst people. The 2-bursting capability on this gun is so rare that you never put it into your calculations. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, you're just going to put that extra burst in. Overall, I'm taking this gun in. Love it. The muzzle flash needs to be a little less. That's the only main gripe I have with it. And the mag size, if it had one more burst, it'd probably be top tier in a lot of people's eyes. Anyway, this has been a review by Dropbear. If you like the review, give it a thumbs up. If you want to have a chat about the guns and compare it to the other guns, let's have a discussion down below. Anyway, this is going to be Dropbear signing out. Peace. Bye.